Hello, this is Lance Johns. I wanted to talk about what's going on. Um, the President Trump, he, 1 second. Okay, this is yesterday's paper, but it comes from Monday. In the Rose Garden on Monday evening, President Trump promises swill and the decisive action to quell riots and social unrest that raged American cities following the death of George Floyd, an unarmed black man, as he was arrested while the Minnesota police officers 1 week ago. Trump indicated he will use all resources at his disposal, civil and military, to achieve those ends. Trump, in his 6-minute remark, declared that he was going to pay my respects to a very, very special place. He then strolled through Lafayette Park north of the White House to visit St. George's Episcopal Church, which has been torched Sunday night during the violent unrest. Surrounded by security and top advisors, he walked outside to the White House grounds through the littered park, which law enforcement had just cleared of protest. He brandished a Bible in front of the board. Church of Presidents, which remained open after the fire. I know there's a YouTube video that shows him doing this and he gets strike down. Well, I shouldn't say that. Okay, earlier in the day, during the conference, Trump unloaded on the nation's governors, telling them most of you are weak. You have to get much tougher. Trump told the governors, according to a recording posted by the Daily Beast, Trump recommended putting violent protesters away as long as 10 years. These are terrorists and they look to do bad things to our country. Trump said they are Antifa and they are radical left. Trump singled out the far left-leaning anti-fascist methods known as Antifa as a terrorist organization over the weekend on Twitter. On the same call, Attorney General William Barr told the government and Department of Justice was preparing to identify, isolate, pull out crowds actively seeking violating federal law. Monday night, the Nevada governor, Steve Sisolak, released a statement in response to the president saying that Americans are just frustrated and angry at the senseless murder of George Floyd, the proper use of force, systemic racism, and the rapid injustice Black Americans face. At a critical time, all Americans, especially our leaders, should be sending a message of compassion and taking time to listen. Sisolak said, unfortunately, the president has once again taken a path of inciting combat, stroking radical tension, and creating division where we need unity more than ever. Sisolak added, saying that the states, National Guard, and local authorities are unable to have failing or refuse secure and protect residents of the state of Nevada and their rights, privileges, and immunities is misinformed. Military Central Command, during the afternoon briefing, Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany told reporters Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman General Mark Milley would be in charge of a Central Command Center that will work with a state and local government dealing with protests. A total of 17,000 National Guard members have been activated in 23 states. Trump cited governors who have not called in National Guard for failing to do so. Enemy faulted governors for failing their response to police. They're free and offering that the inch. Hold on 1 second. Let me just read this sentence again. McEnany fought the governors for failing their response to police This freezing offer that Insurrection Act of 1807 allows the president to deploy military troops on U.S. soil. In line with Trump anger at Antifa, Barr disclosed Sunday that federal law enforcement will be directly in apprehending, charging the violent radical agitators who have been hijacking peaceful protests that are engaged in violation of federal law. Trump stated his Monday on Twitter will post that look into the November 3rd election into his law and order credential. November 3rd, read one tweet and post his campaign staffers who work like Democrat nominees Joe Biden because they donate money to a fund that bails out protesters when arrested in Minneapolis. The city where George Floyd died during a videotape arrest Monday of last week, where substantial riots have turned retail stores and small businesses into ash and rubble. Of menace of weapons. Washington, D.C. was not spared. Violent protests outside the White House led Secretary of State, the Russian president, into an underground bunker Friday night, according to multiple news reports. The following morning, before he headed to Cabinet to witness a man in space as Donald Trump took Twitter to the crowd. If any protests had made it onto White House ground, they would have been greeted with most vicious dogs and most ominous weapons I ever seen. That promote Washington Mayor Muriel Bowser to respond. There are no vicious dogs and ominous weapons. There is a scared man afraid alone. On Monday, amid criticism that the mayor failed to prevent the trashing of White House monuments and torture of St. John's Church, Boswell announced a p.m. curfew for Monday to Tuesday, 11 hours earlier than the 11 p.m. curfew imposed. Sunday night, at Cape Canaveral, Trump said he had talked to Floyd family and called Floyd Death a grave tragedy. Trump also announced he had directed the Department of Justice to open a civil investigation, visiting Maine. During calls to Maine Governor Janet Mills, a Democrat, told Trump that she was very concerned that his scheduled visit to a safe harbor would cause security problems. Trump responded that he expected to be greeted by a crowd that's very favorable. They like their president. Later, Trump told West Virginia Governor Justice, a Republican, Mills had tried to talk him out of visiting Maine, but in doing so, she probably talked me into it. Representative Dinah Titus criticized Trump for failing to unify the country in time of national upheaval. Our nation is hurting. We can only truly heal if we do it together. Yet instead of uniting the country, Trump is inciting violence against protesters and echoing segregation slogan from 1960, she said. As chief promoter for the racist conspiracy theory that Barack Obama is an American and leading voice in falsely accusing Central 5 Donald Trump is uniquely unqualified to meet his moment. He has nothing valuable to contribute to the conversation about any systematic racism in the country. My opinion, Donald Trump is a racist. I didn't vote for him, and I'm not gonna vote for him. But this is our president. That's who they voted for. But if you don't vote, you can't get mad about people being in office if you don't vote. So please vote. Anyway, this is Lance Johns. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification, comment below. See something, say something. Wear a mask, 6 feet distance. Wash your hands. Don't be a hoarder. Stay home if you feel sick. And if you need to go to the hospital, go to the hospital. All right, thanks so much and have a good day. I had to come in here because my roommate was cooking and she was playing a video with music. So I didn't want to get striked by YouTube. But thank you and have a good night. Bye.